Let's talk about the last couple of days. They've been a whirlwind.
A magnificent, beautiful whirlwind of madness and loveliness.
So you've been stepping out on the streets. I've seen some street photography on your Instagram. So I wanted to ask you, are people recognizing you on the streets? And what are they doing?
Here's what I look different, right? You know,
Not at all.
the passage of time and all that. It's very strange. As an older person, you know, I look in the mirror, as a person who is older than I used to be, funnily enough, I look in the mirror now and you have a look at that feeling, you go, who is this guy? When did this happen? I don't recognize this person. And then watching the film the other night, I'm looking at the screen going, who the hell is that guy? I don't recognize that guy.
Oh
Who was
my
he?
God. Oh
It's
my God.
strange, the passage of time. No, so when I'm out, it's not like people go, oh, Captain Russell. You know, I kind of put my hat down and I'm just doing my thing and whatnot. And I get away with it. But if I sit somewhere, like the other day, I went and had a drink in a bar and a bite to eat, and people are...
लगता है ऐसे कहीं देखा है.
And you see all the cogs turning and they're trying to work it out. And then they go, Captain Russell! And you go, oh, hi, how are you? Yep, nice to meet you.
That is
So,
hilarious.
yeah, it's quite funny.
Oh my God. 25 years ago when Lagaan released, it went on to create history, right? It earned nomination at the Academy Awards for
Yeah.
Best Foreign Language Film.
Yeah.
And there you were. I went to IMDb, was it? One of those that list, you know, an actor's films. You had no idea when you got the phone call that a Bollywood film would be this big.
No.
Because it is one of our biggest Bollywood films, even by Bollywood film standards.
Even by, yes, exactly. No, you don't do... Look, the first thing you do, you read a script and you go, and you have a response or you don't. I had a response. I thought, my God, this is epic. This is incredible. This is completely different to anything I've experienced before. I think it was one of those say yes to life moments.
Oh my God.
You know?
And aren't you glad you did?
Oh my gosh.
So many people don't take that moment and they don't say yes and then they regret it.
It is a weird thing. It's kind of a, you know, it's a bit of a thing to say and all the rest of it, but just say yes to life. And I recognize that, you know, this could be an amazing experience just in of itself, you know.
I was always curious to understand how a young British actor at that point would turn around and say yes to a film which is, you know, seemingly, of course, fictional, but there's also the fact that you are British and there is this awareness that there is this colony of, you know, Britain that was India and there was so much history. So at that point, did you ever think twice about, you know, just being British at that point?
No, I having, you know, being aware of the tyranny of what that was all about, the British Raj and colonialism, I was very happy to point a finger at it and to, you know, talk about it and
Wow.
expose it and not expose it, but, you know, show it. Because, you know, people need to be aware of that. And yeah, sure, I was the bad guy in that bad situation.
Sure.
But, you know, there's goodies and there's baddies. And it's like, well, okay, if I'm playing the baddie, fine. But that's, you know, it's a history. Of course, people are aware of it. But if you make people more aware of it, it was also done in such a way that, you know, it was a great story in of itself that used the context of that time to put itself in the context of that time and then demonstrated the context of that time without it being some preaching thing of, well, isn't this terrible, the British Raj? You know what I mean? It was just shown. It was a show, not tell.
Yeah.
And in that sense, very subtly done. And I had the opportunity to have a lot of fun being the dastardly, you know, representation of that. I mean, who could say no to that?
Yeah, and if you think about the most iconic, sorry to say, villains of Indian cinema, so there's Gabbar Singh, okay, there's Shakal, and then in the same breath you say Captain Andrew Russell. And I think it's quite something.
It was quite something when the film was premiered, and we were at an event in South Africa, and I was being told, this is the Indian Oscars, and you've been nominated as Best Actor in a Negative Role. And I thought, that doesn't sound very good. What is it? I'm like, don't worry about it. It was quite funny though, waiting for that. I didn't get it. I was very upset.
Yeah, you're like negative.
So how negative have I got to be to get this award?
And now when you watch the film, because the last couple of days, you've had a screening, you've had a big party, and then you've had a bunch of interviews, just to put it in context. So the last couple of days.
And the read-through of some of the scenes.
and the read through some
Yeah,
of the
so they
scenes,
could be, yeah.
recreating that.
Yeah.
Let's take you to the screening and ask you. You must have watched the film. Did you watch the film in the last 25 years? Because actors, I usually ask this question, say, no, we never ever sit down and watch our own films or watch our own work.
Yeah, that's usually rubbish. No,
Yeah.
they're lying.
They're like,
Completely lying. Oh, I'm just a humble, modest actor. I don't care about what it looks like. Oh my God, I had a pimple on my nose. No, it's no. I watched it about 25 times at the time.
oh, wow.
Well, because we were doing all the screenings. We had the
Screenings,
in when we went to when we were in Hollywood to try and secure the nomination for the best foreign language category, the Oscar. We had all the screenings with the Academy members, so we were churning out the screenings. Of course, you sit there for the first 10 minutes, and then
you can walk out.
yeah. But and obviously all the premieres and this and that, the whole initial flurry. And then, I hadn't seen it in probably 20 years.
In 20 years, oh my God.
Yeah, at least 20 years, I'm sure.
So when you watched the screening at this point, which is just 2-3 days ago, what hit you the most about Lagaan? Like, today, 25 years later, you're a different person, you're a different actor, you're a different professional. What did you notice about it?
Well, it was interesting. So it was the most objective viewing I would have ever experienced because of such distance from the last time I saw it. So I was really seeing it as, and also not really recognizing the guy that's on the screen, my character. The impact was interesting, and it was the Hindi version. There was no subtitles. So I was very much seeing the film and how it was made, which is a great way to learn filmmaking, is kind of turn the volume down. And one thing that struck me, two things that just absolutely got me, was firstly that scene, Bhuvan Katra, the Untouchable. I mean, it makes me go every time. I just like the power of that scene and Aamir's delivery, and obviously everything that's being talked about, even not understanding the Hindi, but I obviously know what the scene's about. That's it. That just goes through every pore of my body. It's just incredible. And then the other thing that got me was how humorous it is in the beginning. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
These things
really funny,
that pop out is so funny. And then the intensity as the cricket match is building up, the tension is building up, and the camera angles.
Yeah.
And it's Hitchcock. It's this Hitchcockian kind of stuff going on with these quirky, weird angles looking up, weird kind of tracking shots, all this stuff, really uncomfortable, wides, people looking a bit weird.
Yes.
And you're sitting there going, and it's just anxiety inducing. Brilliant, those camera choices, those lenses. And then, of course, at the end, when it finally finishes, like, oh, God, thank God they won. It's just this release.
Yes.
But that really struck me. Just brilliant directing, brilliant cinematography, brilliant execution of everything, every element in that film. It's an extraordinary film. I'm very grateful to be a part of it.
Let's go back 25 years now and ask you, how tough was it then for you to learn the Hindi?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where you just think, okay, I'm going to knuckle down, really. And Aamir set me up with a great tutor in London. We spent about 4 months going over these lines, but at the same time, acting's a weird thing and incredibly boring listening to the process of it. But for a second, the last thing you want to be thinking about is the lines. You're listening to the other character, the other actor,
and responding.
that sets off the thoughts that produce the lines.
Yes.
And that's a leap of faith in itself. But these lines that had to come out had to be Hindi as well. So it was like, oh, God, this is a double leap of faith that hopefully the Hindi words will come out. So it was really interesting, but thanks to the amazing tutor that I had, and of course when we got to Gujarat with Aamir and Ashutosh, going over the scenes, finessing things, bringing out the nuance, it was, I guess we did it. We managed it.
Just to